Welcome back to Crime Chronicles. Today we take a look at one of Daniel Kinahan's closest allies, and why information he has is contributing to the end of the Kinahan Organised Crime Group. A major criminal ally of Daniel Kinahan has turned state's witness in Italy after he was extradited there from Dubai. Raffaele Imperiale, considered to be one of Italy's most dangerous fugitives, was a top operative from the Naples organised crime world and one of the bosses of the feared Camorra mafia crime group. He was arrested in Dubai on the 4th of August 2021 and was later extradited back to his native Italy. It has now emerged in the Italian media that Imperiale has gone pentito, an Italian phrase meaning repentant. This is another way to say that he is now cooperating with the Italian authorities. This spells more bad news for Daniel Kinahan and the Kinahan Organised Crime Group. Such was the closeness between Daniel and Raffaele Imperiale. According to sources, the pair were seen by US undercover agents at Kinahan's Dubai wedding several years ago. The two had long been known to work closely together on drug trafficking deals and were known as friends. It's been reported in the Italian media that Imperiale will be helping Naples magistrates with cases linked to his mafia dealings. These reports also state that Imperiale wants to change his life, and court filings relating to Imperiale's decision to cooperate with authorities have been viewed by media organizations. Imperiale has a wealth of knowledge about international drug trafficking and could be key in bringing down dozens of sophisticated drug trafficking rings, including what remains of the Kinahan Organised Crime Group. Like many crime bosses in Italy and elsewhere on the continent, Imperiale was caught up in one of the largest phone stings in criminal history in 2020. EncroChat, a company which legally provided encrypted phones, was set up to offer customers guaranteed cybersecurity, meaning messages sent from their devices could not be traced back to the user. For example, the SIM card or device used by a customer was not associated with their account. The EncroChat hardware sold for €1,000 each, and a 6-month contract giving access to the EncroChat network cost €1,500. EncroChat became very popular amongst organised crime groups and by criminals due to these high-end safety features. However, the system was infiltrated by Europol in 2020, leading to hundreds of arrests across Europe and beyond. Raffaele Imperiale is said to have used the encrypted service to talk to colleagues, such as Daniel Kinahan, about ongoing shipments and other drug-related business, according to Europol. Irish sources have said that Imperiale is now seen by international police forces as a key asset and someone who has the ability and the knowledge to take down cartels worldwide. Imperiale, once a key figure of the Camorra organised crime syndicate, left Italy for Amsterdam in the 1990s to manage a coffee shop. It was while in Amsterdam that he began to associate with Dutch drug traffickers. After first dealing in ecstasy tablets, he set his sights on the more lucrative cocaine trade, moving tons of drugs into the Netherlands for the European market, with the help of the South American cartels. In 2016, Italian police found 2 Van Gogh paintings that had been stolen from Amsterdam's Van Gogh Museum 14 years earlier, inside a home outside Naples belonging to Imperiale. According to the authorities, while living in Dubai, Imperiale spent €400,000 a month to maintain his lavish lifestyle. In fact, after his arrest, it was revealed by the authorities that he had spent €7 million in just 3 months while on the run, with the majority of expenses declared as personal expenses. Imperiale had been living under an assumed identity in the UAE after his profile became too big for him to operate under the radar in Europe. The luxury Gulf city-state of Dubai has, for some time, been a magnet for Europe's top traffickers. But new clampdowns mean the heat on mega-rich criminals is rising. When 4 of the biggest European cocaine traffickers sat down to discuss business at the 7-star Burj Al Arab Hotel in 2017, they couldn't have felt safer. They certainly wouldn't have envisaged that just a few years later, some of them would be arrested by law enforcement agents on the streets of Dubai, and that those remaining would be the targets of the United States Drug Enforcement Agency. The 4 men, Radouan Taghi, a Dutch-Moroccan kingpin, Raffaele Imperiale, a senior member of the Italian Naples-based Camorra mafia, Daniel Kinahan, an Irish mobster, and a Bosnian drug lord named Edin Gakanin, were seated in the Burj Al Arab, where DEA agents observed the coming together of a super cartel. Between them, these 4 men were, according to the DEA, controlling a third of the cocaine trade in Europe. But by 2022, Taghi and Imperiale would be staring at prison walls back in their home countries, and the remaining 2 on the run from a DEA-led investigation with bounties on their heads, but effectively trapped in their own prison of luxury, without access to their bank accounts, now sanctioned by the US Treasury. Mafia experts are now predicting that the biggest fish that will be caught by Imperiale's cooperation will be Daniel Kinahan. The international crackdown on the Kinahans, their business, finances, and travel is putting immense pressure on the cartel. Information being supplied by Imperiale will undoubtedly put even more pressure on them, and may well be one of the final nails in the Kinahan's coffin. It has been reported that, as well as speaking extensively with Italian investigators, Imperiale is prepared to talk with forces from other nations targeting the Kinahans, such as the Americans, British, Spanish, and Irish authorities. Imperiale rose to major prominence in worldwide crime after he set up his own huge drug smuggling operation. He was a broker for many different groups, and he moved a lot of drugs for a lot of people. He managed to coordinate with a number of groups, including the Kinahans, and these groups worked together to create a super cartel, a group with one goal: make huge amounts of money by illegal means. It's believed that Imperiale is helping investigators establish which usernames and messages can be connected to Daniel Kinahan on the EncroChat network. It's understood that Guard Eye have evidence Kinahan used EncroChat to order at least one murder hit. One thing that Imperiale has already done in Italy is to help prosecutors identify other people behind the nicknames on EncroChat. One of the big issues of the encrypted system messages is that no one signs Daniel Kinahan 123. They obviously have different nicknames. Sources have compared the Daniel Kinahan case to the hunt for Italian mobster Matteo Messina Denaro, arrested in 2023 after being on the run for 30 years. They have apprehended Imperiale, they've apprehended Taghi. Why wouldn't they apprehend Daniel Kinahan? If the Italians caught Denaro after 30 years, there is very little hope for Daniel Kinahan remaining a free man, especially as an extradition agreement between the UAE and Republic of Ireland might be closer to a reality due to the information given by Imperiale. Thank you for joining us today on Crime Chronicles. If you liked the story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for many more crazy crime stories.